Hi everyone, I'm Nick Olivo, and today we're going to build an API version of the interactive rumor mill for Roll20. As before, you'll be able to click on an NPC that you want to try and get a rumor from, but now you're going to be prompted to make a charisma-based check, and the higher the check, the juicier the rumor that you learn. All of the learned rumors will be stored in a handout for the player that they can refer to later, and no player will learn the same rumor twice. Now, because this is using the API, a pro account will be required in order to do this. Before we dive in, I'd just like to thank Roll20 for sponsoring this video. Alright, so there are probably two types of people watching this video. There are the folks who just want to use the script in their games, and then there are other folks who want to see how the script was actually built. So, let's talk to the folks who just want to use things first. I'll show you what you need to do to set this up, we'll talk about how to install the script, and then after that's done, we'll shift gears and we'll walk through how the script was actually built. So the first thing you're going to need to do is create some rollable tables that contain the rumors you want your players to learn. And you can see I've got a handful of tables here. I've got rumors local, which are rumors from the town that the players are in. Rumors outside of town are rumors that maybe a traveling merchant might know. And then rumors obscure are the really juicy ones that maybe the players can only learn if their checks are really high. Now you'll notice that the text inside the table items is following a particular pattern, so let's spend some time on that. Each table entry is made up of three elements. First, there's the rumor text. And then there's a pipe character. And then after that is the check type. And depending on the game system that you're playing, then you may have different checks available here. So like I'm doing D&D 5e, which means I'm going to allow for Intimidation, Deception, and Persuasion. But if you're building your own version of this script and you're doing a different game system, you can change this to be whatever you would like. And then there's another pipe, and then a number that represents the DC. So to learn this particular rumor, the DC is pretty low, and any of the check types could potentially learn this rumor. Then you've got this particular rumor, which is only available if the player uses Intimidation and gets a pretty high Intimidation check. Once you've got your tables set up, then what we need to do is assign the tables to an NPC. And so what you want to do is just double click on the NPC's token and go to the GM Notes section. And you want to set up a line that looks like this right here, where it's the word rumors, followed by a colon, and then the rumors themselves. And because this is kind of small, I'm going to throw this into the notepad window. So this is what it should look like, the word rumors and a colon, followed by the list of rumor tables that this particular NPC has access to. And each rumor table should be separated by a comma, as you see right here. So my bartender knows all the rumors because bartenders know everything, right? But maybe other NPCs would only know one or two of these rumor tables, or maybe they don't have any. So totally up to you, but the upshot is this is the format you want to follow. You need a line, rumors, colon, and then a list of rumor tables separated by a comma. So that's what determines which rumors the NPC knows, and that's really it. Once you've got that done, then you just need to set up that macro that I showed you earlier. And I'll put the text for this macro down in the description, but basically what you're going to do is just say gatherRumors, and then it's the selected character, so your PC, targeting who they want to talk to. And then we've got a check type, and you can see here I've got the drop-down list showing up here. So this is what gives me the ability to determine, am I doing Persuasion or Intimidation or Deception, what have you. So behind the scenes, essentially what happens is your player makes this check. The script is going to look through all the rumor tables that the NPC has access to. It's going to find the rumor with the DC closest to the check that they made and return that rumor. And then it will add that rumor to a special rumors table that just contains the rumors that that player has learned. And then it's going to add the rumor to a handout that you can make visible to your players as well. So this way, player can track what rumors they've learned, and you go from there. Now, one other thing to mention is that the script is going to use rumors with the check type that the player specified. So let's say they specified Intimidation, and it will also include rumors that are tagged as any. So you don't need to worry about having a special any option here in the macro. Basically, the player provides whatever check type they want, and rumors that are of that check type and of the any type will be included in the check. A couple of other real quick things to mention. In your rollable tables that you set up for the rumors, you want to make sure that this box, players can roll from table, is checked. And the very first time that a player runs this script, if I do this for the first time right now, you will get a message saying that you are unable to locate a rollable table called player name rumors. That's a setup step. There's nothing wrong with anything at this point. All that means is the player didn't have any rumors that they already knew yet. Basically, this rumor table is being used to store all the rumors that the players learned. First time through, they don't know any rumors yet. The script is going to actually create that rumor table for you, the one that contains all of them. So there you go. There's my new table called Mumford Rumors that now has one rumor in it. If you try to run the script for a rumor table that doesn't exist, like if I tried to look up a table that didn't exist, like rumors_secret, and that table didn't exist, then you would get a message saying that table didn't exist. And of course, the player wouldn't learn any rumors from it. For the handout that gets created, by default, this is not shared with your player because some GMs may want to make their players write their own notes. If that's the case, just leave it as it is. But if you do want this to be shared with your players, just go to Edit and then put it into the player's journal, save it, and you're good to go. That's the only tweak that you'll need to make there. Now, if you just want to use the script in your games, there's a link in the description to my GitHub. You can grab the code from there, install it into your game, set up those tables like we just went over, and you're good to go. Happy gaming. But if you want to see how the script was built, buckle up, because we're about to do that now. All right, let's write some code. So we're going to go into our game settings, API scripts, we'll make a new script, and we'll call this script Rumor Mill. All right, I'm just going to zoom in on this a little bit so that the text is bigger and make it a little bit easier to read. The first line of code that we're going to write looks like this. And what this is saying is when the campaign is ready, that is, it is fully loaded, then we're going to do everything in between these two curly braces right here. So I'm just going to give myself some space. All right, so that's easy. Just, we're not going to try to do anything before the campaign's fully loaded. Our next line is only going to fire when somebody types a command into the chat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the message that they typed and we're going to run it through whatever's in between these two curly braces here. And really what we're checking for is if they typed in our gatherRumor command. So you remember, this is what the command looked like. So we're checking to see if they typed in gatherRumors into the chat, because if they didn't, then we don't want to gather rumors, right? So let's come back in here. And the way we're going to check for that is by using an if statement. Looks like this. And that if statement's going to say, if the message type is API, which means the command starts with an exclamation point. That's how Roll20 knows that it's an API command. And message content index of gatherRumors == 0 means that whatever they typed starts with exclamation point gatherRumors. So if it does, then we're going to do whatever's in between these curly braces. Okay, so back to our command here. And you know what? I'm going to try and make this a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, back to our command here. So we've got all these parameters, but right now they're just all part of one big line. And what we want to do is split them up into their own variables so that we can refer to them later. So what I'm going to say here is var args equals msg.content.split. And what this means is we're going to take the message that was typed in. So we're going to take this big long string here and we're going to split it into pieces at the double dash. So when this runs, what's going to happen is we're going to create an array that contains each one of the parameters. So the first part that we care about is PC args1 trim. So we're going to split this into an array that contains multiple items. Array item 1 is going to be the PC's ID. Array item 2 is our NPC that we're talking to. And then array item 3 is the check type that we're performing, whether it's persuasion or deception or intimidation. And so you may be wondering, well, what are these trim things doing here, Nick? Well, the trim command is removing extra spaces from either the beginning or the end of the string. So if there was an extra space at the end of the NPC's ID for whatever reason, or if there was an extra space at the end of the check type or at the beginning of the check type, this would remove those so that they don't interfere with what we're trying to do. And then with the check type, I'm also converting that to lowercase just because it's going to make things easier for some comparisons that will happen a little bit later on. We'll talk about that later. But effectively, what this is going to do is take deception, persuasion, or intimidation and put it so that they're lowercase. Okay, so we've parsed out the arguments that were being sent into the script. Now what we need to do is get a reference to the NPC token that we're talking to. And to do that, it looks like this. We're going to say NPC token equals get object graphic NPC. In Roll20, maps and tokens are of a class called graphic. So I'm saying find me an object that is a graphic that has the NPC's ID in it. Remember, we got the NPC's ID from up here. That was the NPC that was selected when the player targeted the NPC to talk to them. So we've got our NPC token, and we're going to look to that token's properties a little bit later to see what rumor tables have been assigned to them. So you remember we put the tables in the GM notes. This is how we're going to get to those GM notes, is by referring to the NPC token object. Now we're also going to need to get access to the PC's character sheet in order to pull things like what their particular bonus for a given skill is. So we want to find out Mumford's persuasion bonus or his intimidation bonus or whatever it is. So we're going to need to be able to get to data from his character sheet. The way we're going to do that is like this. We're declaring another variable called PC sheet. Again, we're getting an object, but the object we're getting this time is a character. So I'm saying get me a character whose ID is the PC's ID that we passed in up here. So we've got our reference to the NPC's token, we've got our reference to the PC's character sheet, and now what we want to do is actually make our charisma check to see how well the PC intimidated or persuaded or deceived in order to learn a rumor. So for that, it's going to look like this, where we've got a check result. And basically what we're saying here is make a charisma check using the PC's character sheet and the check type. So if I chose persuasion, I'm going to pass persuasion in here. I'm going to pass in my PC's character sheet. We're going to make our charisma check, and the result of that charisma check will be stored here in check result. But where's make charisma check? Well, we're about to write it right now. So let's scroll down here, and we're going to say function make charisma check. All right, so the first thing we're going to do when we make our charisma check is look to our character sheet and find out what our bonus is for whatever type of role that we're doing. And the way we're going to do that is jump back into the game here. I've already got Mumford's character sheet up. I'm going to go into attributes and abilities. And on attributes and abilities on the left-hand side here, you can see a list of all the different skills and attributes that Mumford has. And so what we're looking for is his persuasion bonus or his deception bonus or something like that. Now, you'll notice that these are not in alphabetical order, so it can be kind of a challenge to search in here. What I found the easiest thing to do is click this button to pop the character sheet out into its own window, and then go back to attributes and abilities, and now you can press Control F, and that'll let you search for something. So we're going to look for persuasion, and I'll make this a little bit bigger here. And you'll notice, here we go, persuasion is persuasion underscore bonus. And if I look for intimidation, there's a couple of these, but there's another intimidation underscore bonus, and then there'll be another one of those for deception as well. So the upshot is the bonus that we're going to apply to the roll will be named skill check type underscore bonus. So intimidation underscore bonus, persuasion underscore bonus, deception underscore bonus. So that's the first thing we're going to take care of. If we go back into our code, we're going to say we've got a bonus equal to check type plus underscore bonus. So if I passed in persuasion, it's going to be persuasion underscore bonus. That's the name of the bonus that we're trying to get at. So now that we know what the bonus is called on the character sheet, we need to actually retrieve that value. And the way we do that is with a line like this. This command here is saying get attribute by name. This is getting a value from a particular PC. The PC that we're talking to is the PC that we had selected in the beginning. So PC.id says get me the attribute by name from this particular PC, and the attribute that we're getting will be our bonus, so persuasion underscore bonus. Once we've got that value, it's going to come back as a string. So we want to convert that into a number, and we'll do that with the parse integer. So we're going to convert the string 5 to the number 5, and then we'll actually be able to use it in mathematical calculations. And once we've got that value, we're going to assign it to a variable called roll bonus. And now what we want to do is roll a d20 and add our bonus to it. So we're going to generate a random integer between 1 and 20. That's what this random integer value is going to do. And we're going to assign the result of that to a variable called die roll. And then we're just going to add them up. We're going to add the die roll to the roll bonus, get our total, and then we'll return the total. So that's going to get us our charisma check. So now that we've made our check, we need to see what rumor the player was able to learn with that check. And so that's going to look like this. We're going to create another function called gatRumor. And with gatRumor, we're going to pass in our NPC, our character sheet, the check type, and the check result. And based on all that information, we're going to figure out what rumor the player was able to learn, and we're going to store that rumor in a variable called rumor. So we're going to actually get to what gatRumor looks like in just a second. The last line that we're going to have in the main function here is going to be actually sending the rumor back to the PC. So that's going to look like this. We're going to use a send chat command, and the send chat command starts out with who's whispering. So that's going to be the NPC. So it's going to look like the NPC is whispering to the player. And that's what this command is right here. This /w PC sheet get name. This is where whispering to the player character. And you'll notice I've got the player character sheet enclosed in quotes here. And that's going to handle any PC who has a space in their name. So if your name is John space Smith, if you don't have that name enclosed in quotes, what will happen is the name Smith will actually become the first word that gets whispered to the PC. So by enclosing the character's name in quotes like this, we're going to ensure that it gets whispered to John space Smith, and then the first thing that gets whispered to them is actually the rumor rather than their last name. And so you see right here, we're passing in the rumor, and then immediately after the rumor is the check type and the check result. And that way the player knows I made a really good charisma check, and so this rumor must be especially juicy. Okay, so that's the main function right there. Now we need to go through and we need to build gatRumor. So let's come down here. I'm just going to give myself some more space. And so gatRumor is going to start out like this. Function gatRumor. We've got the 4 pieces of data that we're passing in. And inside these 2 curly braces is where gatRumor lives. Okay, now gatRumor is going to be made up of a series of smaller functions. So we're going to build each of these in turn. And the first thing we need to do is get a list of the rumor tables that the NPC we're talking to knows about. So that's this line right here. We're going to get the known rumor tables from the NPC, and we're going to store those rumor tables in rumor table list. Okay, so that means we need to build get known rumor tables. So that's going to start out looking like this, get known rumor tables, and we're going to pass in the NPC that we're working with. So everything inside these curly braces here will be get known rumor tables. And the first thing we need to do is look at the token's GM notes property, because that's where we stored the rumor tables that the NPC knows. So that's going to look like this. We're going to look to the NPC token, we're going to get the GM notes, and we're going to store those in a variable called, creatively enough, GM notes. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a variable called rumor line, and I'm just going to make that an empty string for right now. And ultimately, this rumor line is going to hold the rumor that gets returned. We're going to do more with that later, but for right now, we're just declaring it as an empty string. Now, here's the thing. If we were to get GM notes right now as it is, like read the text straight from the token, this is what that would look like. It's all this really strangely encoded format. You can see all of our data is in here. You know, we've got the rumors tables. You can kind of pick them out within the text. So this information is encoded in a particular format, and basically what we need to do is decode it into something that's a little bit more readable. So the way we're going to do that is with a line like this. I'm going to say var full text equals decode URI component, and we're going to pass in GM notes to that. And so what this is saying is we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into slightly more readable HTML that's going to look like this. So now you can see this is the HTML formatting that's actually under the hood in the GM notes of the token. So here was what I had. Leroy's a fun bartender. And then here are the rumor tables that he knows. And they're just there as their own line, their own paragraph tag under the hood in the HTML. So what we need to do is get this line out of all of this stuff here. And so here's how we're going to do that. It's going to look like this, where we take the text that we got decoded, so it's back in that HTML format, and we're going to split it at the paragraph tags. So we're going to look through, here's a paragraph tag, we're going to split there. Here is another paragraph tag, we're going to split there. And so basically we're going to wind up with an array of elements that used to be inside of the paragraph tag. And what we want to find here, once we've gotten that array, is we want to look through the array and find the line that starts with the word rumors. And that's going to look like this, where we say, okay, we've got all of our lines, we're going to loop through all the lines. And what sum means here is we're going to only do this loop until we find the line that starts with the word rumors. So once we found a line that begins with rumors, we're going to set that line equal to the rumor line and then continue on with life. And this way, if you have a whole ton of information in your tokens GM notes, we're only going to go through up to the point where we find the word rumors. So I'm just going to clean up the indentation on this a little bit. Okay, now you'll notice here I'm checking to see if line to lowercase starts with rumors. So just in case somebody goes in and capitalizes the R in rumors, but not the whole word, or if they do something else. Basically, we're just checking to make sure that the line starts with rumors, and then we're going to grab that line, continue on. So effectively, we've isolated the line so it looks like this. This is going to be what we have in memory when we find the rumors line. So rumors, colon, and then our tables separated by commas, and then we're going to have this trailing P tag left over. So we need to take care of this. So the first thing we need to do is isolate just the table names. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to say, okay, rumor data is the rumor line split at the colon. So we're going to split here, and that's going to give us two elements. We're going to have, this will be element 0, and then everything over here will be element 1. And I've got logic in here saying that if element 1 is undefined, then return null. So this way, if the token doesn't have a rumor line in it, somebody clicks on a token that you haven't set up rumors for, then we're just going to find that, we're going to return null, and there will be logic in the script that we'll build in a little bit to handle what happens when there aren't any rumors to return. So we're checking that. Now, assuming that there is data here, that we did in fact find rumor tables, then what we're going to say here is rumor tables equals rumor data 1. We're going to replace that trailing P tag with nothing, and we're going to split at the comma. So what that means is we had this, we deleted the trailing P tag, so now we're just down to this string, and then we split this into an array which has 3 elements. So effectively what this is going to be is, this will be element 0. It's going to look like this. So we have our rumors local, rumors outside of town, rumors obscure, a 3-element array that contains all of the rumor tables that this particular NPC knows about. So now that we've got that array, we want to return that back. And we do that with just a plain old return line, like so. Okay, so we've got the rumor tables. Let's come back up here to get rumor. Now that we've got the rumor tables that the NPC has access to, then let's go ahead and we want to gather up all the rumors from those tables. So that's going to look like this. And this gatherRumors function is another helper function that we're about to write. So let's come down here and let's do that. So we're going to say function gatherRumor tables, and we're passing in our rumor table list. So we're going to loop through each one of the tables that the NPC has access to and grab each rumor out of each table. What we're going to do to start with is declare an array that will hold all of the rumors that the NPC knows. And then we're going to loop through each of those tables. So that's going to be with a loop that looks like this. Okay, so I just pasted in a big chunk of code. Let's take it piece by piece. So we're going to start out here. _.each means for each table in the rumor table list, we're going to start out by finding the rollable table with that table name. Okay, so if our rumor table is called rumors local, we're going to try and find a rollable table with the name rumors local. If we can't find that rumor table, then I've got a log message in here saying that the rumor table was undefined. That's just a troubleshooting message for me. And then send chat to the GM saying that we're unable to locate a rollable table with that name. So this is just building in some error handling. If somebody passes in the name of a table that doesn't exist, we don't want the script to continue. We're going to return undefined. And again, that will go into the scenario where the player doesn't get a rumor back from that particular token. But assuming that the rumor table is defined, then what we're going to do here is find objects of type table item whose rollable table ID is rumor table get ID. So basically, rollable tables and their items are two separate types of object within Roll20. So we start out by finding the rollable table that we want to work with. Get me the table items from that rollable table. That's basically what's happening here. We're getting the ID of that table and we're passing that in. So we're going to get all of the rumors from rumors local, all of the rumors from rumors obscure, and so on. Now, the table item itself comes back with several different pieces of information. It's going to have the table item's name, it's going to have the icon if it has one, and a few other pieces of information. Really, all we care about is the name. That's the actual text of the rumor. So essentially what's happening in this for each loop is we're saying, give me the name, that is the actual text of that rumor, and we're going to add it to the known rumor list. And that's using this push command. So we get the rumor's name. Again, that's just the text. We add it to the known rumor list, and we repeat that for each of the rumor tables that we're working with. So if you've got 5 rumors in table 1 and 10 rumors in table 2 and 5 rumors in table 3, that's a total of 20 rumors. That means when everything is said and done, known rumor list back up here is going to have all 20 of those rumors inside of it. So the very last thing we need to do then is return that list of known rumors. So there we go. Okay, so now let's come back up to the getRumor function because we're not quite done here yet. So we've gone in, we've gotten the rumor tables that the NPC has access to. Then we went and we gathered up all the rumors from those tables and we've stored those in this rumor list. So now we've got an array of all the rumors that the NPC has access to. But remember, we have our player making a check to determine what rumor they might learn. So if the player is making a persuasion check, we only want them to have access to rumors that can be learned either from persuasion or from any kind of check. So what we need to do is get the applicable rumors from the known rumor list. And so we're going to do that with another helper function, and that's going to look like this, where we pass in our check type and the list of rumors that we've gotten so far. We're going to find the rumors that are applicable to that check type, and we're going to return those rumors into a variable called appRumors. So let's now build this getApplicableRumors function. So we'll start out, we'll put that in right there. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to declare another array called appRumorList. So this is going to be the list of applicable rumors. And then we're going to use another for each loop to iterate over the known rumors. And it's going to look like this. So basically what we're saying here is for each rumor in the rumor list, if the rumor itself includes pipe and then the check type and another pipe, or if the rumor includes any, then we're going to add that rumor to the list of applicable rumors. And you remember earlier when we were setting things up, this is what your rumor text looks like. You've got the rumor itself, and then your check type, and then the DC. So we're making sure that either it's any or it's the specific check type that you passed in. Those are the rumors that we're going to return here. And the last thing we need to do then is actually return that list of rumors like so. So we found the rumors that are applicable and we return them. Okay, so now we've got the applicable rumors. What we want to do is pick the best rumor out of that list. So based on the DC and the check that the player made, we want to make sure that we return the rumor with the DC as close to, but not greater than, the check that they made. So if they made a check of a 20 and the highest DC rumor that you've got in there is a 19, we want to give that rumor out rather than giving out a rumor with a DC of, say, 6. So to do that, we're going to build yet another helper function called pick best rumor. And what we're going to do is pass in the PC, the applicable rumors, and the check result that will return the rumor that the player learns. And we're going to store that in this variable here called rumor. So let's build pick best rumor. So that's going to start out like so. And we're going to begin by declaring another array. So basically what we want to do is create an array called possible rumors. These will be rumors that are of the check result value or less. So that's what we're going to start out with. We're going to go through the applicable rumors. We're going to weed out and just get rumors that the player could possibly have learned. And so we're going to do that with another for each loop. Basically what we're going to do here is for each rumor in applicable rumors, we're going to split the rumor at the pipe. And then what we're going to do is say, is the check result that the player got greater than or equal to the actual rumor's DC? So remember back here, so when we split at the pipe, the text of the rumor is element 0, the check type is element 1, and then the DC is element 2. So we're saying here, if the check result that the player got when they made their charisma check is greater than or equal to the rumor DC itself, then add that rumor to the list of possible rumors. And I'm using this parse int here because this DC that comes from the rumor itself is going to be a string, and we want to convert that to be a number so that we can do math with it. So we're going to loop through, we're going to add all of the possible rumors into that possible rumors array, and then ultimately we're going to pick one of those rumors. But there's a bunch of other stuff we have to do first. This function is going to contain a couple of helper functions of its own. I'm just going to use those for right now. I'm not going to actually jump out and build them just yet. We'll do that afterwards. I want to get pick best rumor finished out first. So the first thing we're going to do is put in this line right here. Currently known rumors equals get known rumors PC. This is going to be a helper function that we build in a few minutes that will get the list of rumors that the PC currently knows, because we don't want them to get the same rumor twice. So we'll build that in a few minutes. Stay tuned. Now we're going to declare a variable to hold the best rumor. So we'll just do an empty string here. Best rumor equals this. And what I want to do now is loop through all of the possible rumors, and I want to figure out which one of those rumors has the highest check DC. So to help with that, we're going to create a variable here called current highest DC, and I'm just going to set that to 0 to start with. And what's going to happen is, as we look through each rumor, we're going to update the current highest DC with that rumor's DC value if it is basically greater than 0. So here's how that's going to look. We'll start out, we're going to iterate over each rumor in the possible rumors, and that's going to be with another underscore for each loop, just like we've been doing previously. All right, so nothing really crazy there. Just like we did earlier, we're going to split the rumor data at the pipe, and then we want to check to make sure that this rumor that we're looking at right now is not in the list of currently known rumors that the PC has, because we don't want the PC to learn the same rumor twice. So what I'm going to do here is build in this if statement that says if currently known rumors does not include rumor data 0. So you remember, rumor data 0 is the actual text of the rumor itself, and the exclamation point in JavaScript means not. So if currently known rumors does not include this rumor data, then we're going to do whatever's inside these curly braces right here. So we want to check to see if this rumor's DC is the current highest possible DC. So, let's say that our character rolled a 15, got all the rumors that were 15 or less, but we've got some rumors that are maybe DC 5 and other rumors that are DC 10. We want to see, is this rumor's DC the currently highest DC out of all of them? So for that, we're going to build in another if statement that's going to look like this. And this is saying if rumor data 2, which again is the DC, is greater than the current highest DC, then we're going to say that best rumor is rumor data 0. So we're going to update that best rumor variable that we created earlier to be the best rumor. But now what happens if two rumors have the same DC? Like, let's say that we've rolled the 15 and we have two rumors in our table that are DC 10. Well, just through the way JavaScript's going to work, the second one is always going to be the one that we pick. There's no randomization with that. So we want to take that into consideration as well. What happens if there's a tie? And so the way I want to approach that is we'll build another array that contains a list of the tied rumors and then work through that. So I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to create an array called var best rumors, and I'm just going to initialize that to be an empty array. And then I'm also going to create another variable called tied rumor DC. All right, now we're going to come in here and we're going to add in this code chunk right here. So what's going on with this? So we'll start out with the if statement again real quick. If the DC of the rumor is greater than the current highest DC, then we make that rumor the best rumor. Otherwise, if the rumor's DC is equal to the current highest DC, then we're going to look to see if the best rumors array does not include the best rumor currently. And then if it doesn't, we're going to append that. So we add the best rumor. Then we're adding the rumor data, which is the current rumor that we're looking at. And then we set the tied rumor DC to the current highest DC. So now what that's going to do is, let's say there are two rumors in there that have DC 10. This best rumors array is going to contain both of those rumors, and we'll do more with those in a minute. There's one more scenario we have to account for now, and that is, okay, we're going along. Let's say that we go through, we find rumor number 1 that has a DC of 10, rumor number 2 has a DC of 10, but then rumor number 3 has a DC of 14. Well, what we need to check is if the current highest DC is greater than the tied rumor DC, then we just want to discard those tied rumors. We don't care about those anymore. So what we're going to say is we're going to reset best rumors back to being an empty array, and we'll set the tied rumor DC back to 0. So this is basically the reset button. So if we've gone through, we found two tied rumors, but then there's a better, higher DC one after that, we're just going to basically throw those away, set this back to 0, and then that new rumor, the one that has DC 14, is the current best rumor, and we go from there. So where do we go from there? Well, as we've been going along, we've been updating best rumor, right? So we've got best rumor as a string, but then we may also have tied rumors in the best rumors array. So we're going to say if the best rumors array has a length that is not 0, basically anything greater than 0, then what we're going to do is pick the best rumor randomly from the best rumors array. And the way we do that is with this underscore sample method. And basically what this does is it just grabs a random value from an array. So I've got my tied rumors in here. I'm going to just randomly grab one of those and set it to be the best rumor. Then what I'm going to do is call another helper function that we'll do in a minute called add rumor to known rumors. And what we're going to do here is basically update the PC's list of known rumors with this new one. And then lastly, we return the best rumor. Now, real quick aside here, I just clicked save script as I was going along because I didn't want to lose all this, and I got a syntax error. So here's something you'll want to do as you're going along. Save your script regularly for two reasons. One, you don't want to lose your work. But two, also the Roll20 API will tell you if you are doing something screwball with your syntax. Like here, I'm missing a parentheses after an argument list. Now, as I look at my code, I realize it's this bracket right here is the problem. I've put an extra one in here that I didn't need. So if I delete this and save the script again, everything's fine. But just something to mention there, save often, because it's going to tell you if there's a syntax problem in your code currently, and also it'll save your work. Okay, so we've gone through, we've returned our best rumor. So if we go all the way back up to the getRumor function that was what spawned all these helper functions, the last thing we want to do is return the rumor from that. So we're going to say return rumor. But now, if there was no rumor, like as you saw, we went through, there may be times when we don't find rumors, either because the NPC that was clicked on didn't have any rumors associated with them, or it could be because we've run somebody out. Maybe the player has been in the tavern for an extended period of time. Other players are role-playing with each other, and this, one other player is just going over and mashing on gather rumors from everybody they can find. They may actually have run the tables empty. And so if that's the case, we don't want to return just an empty string. What we're going to say here is if our rumor that we've gotten is nothing, if it's empty, then we're going to say that rumor equals I got nothing. So now if an NPC doesn't have anything assigned to them, or if they've been run empty, or if maybe they haven't been run empty yet, but the player didn't make a high enough check to learn the rumors that they know, then the NPC is going to say, I got nothing. So let's say there's one rumor left in the table that has a DC of 26, and, that's insanely high, but let's say it's there, that's the juiciest possible rumor of all, and your player only rolls a 22, that NPC has got nothing for them. Okay, great, but now we need to go back and we need to create those helper functions that we looked at earlier in Pick Best Rumor, starting with getKnownRumors. So this is what's going to look to the PC and figure out what rumors they already know. So let's come down here and let's set that up now. Okay, so getKnownRumors, and the first thing we want to do is get the player's name. And what we're doing there is we say PC, so again, this is like your character sheet, PC get name, and then I'm doing this replace. So if your player character has spaces in their names, I'm going to replace those with underscores, and then we're going to add rumors to the end of their name. And we're going to explain why this is important in just a second. But for right now, just understand we're getting the character's name, we're replacing spaces with underscores, we're adding rumors to the end of that. Then what we're going to do is, just like we did before, we're going to gather the list of rumors that the player knows. We're going to use that exact same gatherRumors function that we did earlier. We're just going to pass in our player rumor table. So my wizard's name is Mumford. It's going to be Mumford Rumors. So we're going to say gather all the rumors from Mumford Rumors. Now you may be wondering, well, where did that come from? Because we haven't talked about that yet. We're going to get to that one in just a minute. Stay tuned. But that's why we need to replace any spaces in the player's name, because you can't have spaces in a rollable table name. So we replace those with underscores, and that makes it legal. But the thing to know about this, if you look, is player rumor table is a string. Yet when we set up gatherRumors, it's expecting us to pass in an array. So what we want to do is tweak the gatherRumors function so that it can accept either a string or an array for an argument. So let's find gatherRumors. We're just going to scroll back down. Here it is. And basically what I'm going to do is just add in this line right here at the very beginning. And basically what we're saying is if the argument that was passed in rumor table list, if rumor table list is a string, then set rumor table list equal to an array containing rumor table list. So that's it. We're basically just saying take the string that was passed in and make it a single element array. Real easy. Now we've got the argument in the right format, no matter if we're passing in a string or an array. Okay, so now let's go back up to getKnownRumors. All right, so we've got our PC rumor list now. So that's going to be an array of the rumors that the player currently knows. And what we want to say here is if that is empty, right? So if the PC rumor list comes back as undefined, so there were no rumors to return, then we're going to say that the PC rumor list is just an empty array, and then we'll return that list of rumors. So we got back no rumors here. We're going to return an empty array. But if we did get back rumors, then we return the array containing those rumors, just like what we did when we were getting the known rumors from the NPC token. So that gets us the rumors that the player currently knows. But then we also had this other helper function that we mentioned called add rumor to known rumors. So let's set that up as well. So I'm just going to come down here and we'll start declaring that function. So the idea here is we've gotten the rumor from the best rumor function, and we're going to add that rumor to the rumors that the player knows. But it's entirely possible that we didn't actually find a rumor. Remember, they may have clicked on somebody that didn't know any rumors, they may have exhausted the list of rumors, or they may not have made a high enough check in order to actually learn the rumor. So it's possible that the rumor that's passed in is just blank, and we don't want to be adding, blanks into our list of known rumors. So we're going to start out with some logic to say if rumor is empty, then we're just going to jump right out of here. We're not going to continue on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the player's name and rumors again. So just like we did before, we're going to say player rumors is get the name, replacing spaces with underscores and rumors. And we're going to use this player rumors variable to do a couple of things. And the first thing we're going to do is look to see if there is a table in Roll20 called character name rumors. So again, my wizard's name is Mumford. We want to see, is there a rollable table called Mumford Rumors? So for that, what we're going to do is what I've just pasted in here. We're going to say find objects of type rollable table whose name is player rumors. So Mumford Rumors in my case. And we're going to assign that to a variable called rumor table. If that rumor table doesn't exist, it's entirely possible that it doesn't. This may be the very first time that you're running the API, then rumor table may be undefined. And so if that's the case, if rumor table 0 comes back as undefined, right? Because I'm only expecting there to be one Mumford rumor table. So if that comes back as undefined, then we're going to have Roll20 create it for us. So we're going to say if the rumor table comes back as undefined, create object of type rollable table whose name is player rumors. Otherwise, if the rumor table does exist, then we're going to say that the variable rumor table equals rumor table 0. So again, that's going to find the first one back from this find objects here, and there should only be one. Now, once we've got the table, what we need to do is add in our new rumor, and that's going to be done with a line like this, where we say that we are creating a new object whose type is table item. The name of the item that we're creating is the rumor itself, and then the ID of the table that we're adding it to is our rumor table's ID. So we get the rumor table, we grab its ID, and we use that as the rollable table ID. So this is adding our new rumor to the list of rumors that the player knows about. And that table is what stores the rumors for our future reference. So you're going to have a table in the game for each one of your PCs and all the rumors that they know. Now, in addition to that table that contains all the rumors that they know, we're going to put that information into a handout so that the players can view it later if you want them to. And so for that, I'm going to paste in this block of code. Basically, what we're doing here is very similar to what we did for the table. We're going to say, is there a handout named player name rumors? And if not, then we're going to make it. So just like we did with the table, we're going to say create object of type handout whose name is player rumors. And then we're going to set the notes field of the handout to be rumors learned. And I'm just encoding that rumors learned text in an H2 tag or a heading 2 tag so that it's going to be bigger and bold, and that's what the handout will look like. So that creates the handout if we need it to actually append the rumors to the handout. That's going to look like this. And the interesting thing about this is you can't just get the notes out of the handout like you do with a token. You need to actually pass in this callback function. So basically what we're saying here is get the notes. We're going to append the new rumor to the notes. That's what this is doing here. And we're going to put it in its own paragraph. That's what the P tags are there. And then to actually update the text, we're going to say set timeout, player rumor handout, set notes to notes. Now you may be wondering, well, what's this set timeout thing doing? There's actually a hiccup in Roll20 where if you try to set the notes inside of the callback function here, you wind up getting a recursive error and the API crashes. Now, I never would have figured that out on my own, so I have a huge amount of thanks to give out to the Aaron, who is basically the god of all things Roll20 scripting related. He's written a bunch of the APIs that you've seen me use in other videos, and I posted a question up on the forums. He showed me how to get around the problem, was very helpful, and so, the Aaron, thank you so much for your help. Really do appreciate it. Now, before we take this for a spin, I realize I missed a particular line of code as I was building one of the functions. This is what happens when you copy and paste a couple hundred lines of code. So, if we jump back into the pick best rumor function, and we come down here where we're checking to see if the current rumors DC is higher than the current highest DC. We're setting in best rumor, but we also need to update the current highest DC. And so we do that with a line like this. So now, if our current rumor's DC is 15 and the previous rumor was a 12, we're going to update the current highest DC to be 15, and that will be our new high DC that we have to beat going forward. And there's actually one more tweak that I want to make. If we go back down into the get known rumor tables function, you'll notice we're doing a split here on the colon. But if I look in my game and I go into Leroy here, you'll notice we're splitting on the colon, but there's a space right here in between the colon and rumors local. And what that means is we may actually try to search for a table name that is space rumors underscore local. So what I want to do is trim off any leading spaces from this string. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to just put in a trim command right here. And so now we're going to take that text, we're going to remove the spaces, replace that trailing p tag, and then split it into an array at the comma. So with that tweak done, let's click save. All right, and now let's go into the game. I'm going to cancel out of here. I'm going to clear my current chat log. All right, here's my Mumford Rumors table. I'm going to delete this because we're going to start everything from scratch. I'm going to go into my handouts. I'm going to delete the rumors that Mumford knows about. Okay, so now Mumford doesn't know any rumors. He doesn't have the table here. We have rumors obscure, rumors outside of town, and rumors local. So now let's use that macro that I showed you earlier. Again, it's going to be the exact same macro. Gather rumors, the selected character ID, who are we talking to? Gather API, check, and okay, so we start out unable to locate a rollable table called Mumford Rumors. We expect that because it doesn't exist yet. We should only see that message the very first time that the player uses this. But then here we see that with a Persuasion 12 check, we got that a band of trolls has been sighted. All right, let's go check. Here's the Mumford Rumors handout that's been newly created. Here's that H2 tag I showed you. Band of trolls, great. Close that. Let's look over on the rollable tables. There's our new Mumford Rumors table, and it has that item in it. Fantastic. So now if we go again, you see that we didn't get that message again because the table exists, and Lord Bafford's mistress is actually a succubus, which again is a Persuasion 19 check. So there we go. So now this is working. We can give our players access to this if we want. We can just say, edit it and put it into a player's journal. Or if you just want to keep this for, your own reference, you can do that too. You may be wondering why I chose to have both a rollable table and a handout storing the information that the player learned. And the answer is, I found that a table is a more stable data structure because if you give your players control of this handout, they may append things to it, they may add notes, they may do other stuff that messes up the formatting and would make it harder to parse. So keeping the rumors in their own separate table that only the GM has access to is going to make life a lot easier for you and just, make this a more efficient script all in all. So there you go. You've now built your own interactive rumor mill in Roll20. Congratulations. And you can take this now and tweak it to whatever game system that you're using. So whether it's Pathfinder or D&D 3.5 or something else, you can change the charisma checks, you can set your own DCs for the rumors, and really make it your own. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Until next time, folks, have a great day.